It's time for cash between Boot and Renegades. Boots are 1-0 down at the moment. Renegades are, I wouldn't even say they're in the driving seat, they're in all the seats, and Boots are not in the car at the moment. And they might get their walking boots soon unless they can turn this around on cash. How likely is it? Probably not very likely. I think Renegades are too experienced playing a high level of Counter-Strike, but maybe there will be lessons to be learned for Boot. But then again, maybe they will surprise us. We've seen many surprises already. I mean, Renegades have already lost the match, right? So by no means can we count anybody out at the moment.
That's very positive of you, James. Very positive. Renegades, I think they've woken up. Cache was always a good map for them. I think, you know, they're going to find a lot of confidence here. Nice open map. Nice, you know, amount of terrain, open terrain for them to get those individual engagements where they're going to... I mean, we saw them already really feeling comfortable, just sort of exerting the skill difference, which is... I mean, you know, we expect that to be pretty significant.
Yes.
So this map only serves to help that even more. Well, I guess Dust 2 is pretty open too, so it'll help them a lot. I mean, the AWP from Nifty was reliable. JKS having a good time, as JKM. Pretty much everybody seemed to be having a good game for Renegades, and they were taking it seriously. I mean, we saw some good confidence, but we didn't see like arrogance to the extent that they were over-peaking and expressing that confidence in a way that's then leading them to play like over-peak or playing correctly. It all looks like pretty good, pretty routine. So Renegades look strong. In the last map, there was a level of coordination required to beat them, which, you know, a team with a standing, I don't think simply could have. Do you think Cash will be different in that way?
I think in some ways it's going to be more difficult for Boot on their CT side. I don't know, I mean, we didn't really see too much in the name of aggression. So if they, I mean, maybe they'll be more aggressive here, I don't know. It's hard to say, like, in comparison to the previous map, if it will be... I can see ways it can be harder, and if they're aggressive on their CT side, I can see ways where they can do better. But it's Renegades who will start on that CT side, so maybe Boots won't have the rounds to play with 15 rounds from now.
Boots.
Then again, maybe they will. It's on Boot to surprise us.
Boots will be throwing down a smoke to block vision. Although they did peek before the smoke blooms, which is never advisable, but they will not be any the worse off for it. I wonder if there's a retake smoke for that position. We'll have to watch and see if Nifty throws that. Okay, the retake smoke for that bomb plant is from Car. Oh, typically, and maybe there's a lineup from there as well, but typically from Car. Istillo starts it off. First blood for Istillo. Bulbasaur waits patiently, ready to strike, and he will get murdered by the masses here. Benkai able to defend as more players where that came from, though, and oh my god, someone's in the... Oh my days. No, surely not. How do you do that? You just sit, there's like 2 Ts right next to you, and you're just chilling, defusing the bomb. That is a man that can perform under pressure. Nice, flying in the smoke, bullets flying. I'll just cut this wire and then that wire. Lovely stuff for Renegades. They'll kick things off with a good economy. Can't say the same for Boots. They'll be 1 save away from AKs. And Bulbasaur going for a Deagle. I'm not sure if that actually is an over-investment in this round, but we'll see. 2 Deagles, Benkai as well, and 2 P250. So there is some firepower to be had here for Boot as they can look for some picks. Still out from the back of the site. Will drop the smoke. As the Ts manage to make their way in, they'll get taken down just as quickly as they came. The UMP, the FAMAS. Ooh, there we go. Now we got the Deagles doing some work. But these players don't have too much to sustain any firefights. So as those CTs get closer and start to throw the nades in, they will just evaporate.
Wipeouts.
That will be a successful round for Boots, actually. I mean, they returned their investment of 2 Deagles and 2 PT50s. They got 2 kills and a bomb plant, so that's really nice.
Nice.
And now they'll get the AKs out. They'll have, hopefully, the full nades to go with it. I think they should, with the bomb plant. Yes. And they could even get an AWP if they wanted to. Obviously, I doubt they will, but that option was there. So, good start from Boot, despite going 0-2 down. They've done well.
Righto. Full grenades for Renegades. Marvelous stuff. AK-47s may be brutal in a round such as this. Azza and JKS getting close to the smoke, waiting patiently for the spray to stop before they make their way towards the boost position. You saw Splash there trying to stop these CTs from getting into this position. Ooh, did he see JKS? I don't know. Doesn't see him right now. Apparently he didn't. So it will be a boost versus a boost. Any sound cues for JKS? No. He'll be quick on the trigger finger. It will be Benkai. Now, does he assume that a CT is close? Azza still is at the moment, looking to force his way forward because I guess there was a time on the clock before he was checked for. So that's 2 players lost for Renegades. No answer, no trade frags. Risks were taken, but... Oh, well, actually, their money is short. This is round number 3, so they don't have that extra round to build a little cash because Boot planted the bomb. So this could send Renegades into Eco Town.
Yeah, it could. I mean, you can still have a defense here. Oof, can't get the headshot he needs, though, to win that first fight. And yes, it might be time to chill out a little bit for Renegades. They're a bit worse, more worse off than I thought they would be. I guess, you know, that's double deagle, double P250 by where they got 2 kills really did hurt. Now, where did Boot go from here? Renegades will have...
They boot into Windows. Oh! Ho, ho.
I wish I had a soundboard I could play the crickets, but I don't have that. I miss our ECS soundboard. I was getting quite attached to it. It's awesome that we had a soundboard.
It was cool.
It was nice. Reminds me, there used to be a really old... Well, it's really old now. There was like a caster soundboard that had some funny bits and pieces on it. That was like made in 2016 or something.
Yeah.
Old school. Anyway, Renegades. Full save or a little bit of an investment. Cheeky. Azza bought a helmet. Azza, come on, mate. Why are you buying helmets? That's a nade that you won't have later on.
Indeed. Just autopilot with the fingers. Nifty and Azza making their way through the smoke. Splash looking for something. Finding something. Maybe not what he wanted. 2 fast frags here for Renegades. That is exactly what they needed. And maybe later on they can pick up these weapons.
Yeah, Azza's going for the gun. He was actually supporting Nifty, so if Nifty had died, he could pick up his gun, or if Nifty gets a kill, he can pick up that gun. So there's a flash that will allow the pickup of the gun. He spots the bomb as well, and gets an AK. Renegades are in a fantastic position now, and if Boot were to lose this round, oh, after just winning their first round, that would suck so much for them.
This situation, or these types of situations are, I think, some of the biggest challenges for the non-favorites in this region, because I feel like this takes a lot of experience to deal with. Oh my god. He spots 3 players. Fortunately for Renegades, it's an instant trade from Yusulo as of running out of bullets, but Yusulo's there for support with the AK. 4 versus 1. Impression has a smoke grenade. It's a nice cleanup so far, but that will be just the 1 frag for him. Renegades take all the bounty from that round.
In a smoke?
He had a smoke, yeah.
Oh, that's okay. That's a shame. I didn't think that he had one. I thought he would have thrown it down, but never mind. That was a great round from Renegades. It was really cool, the timing on the peek onto the those boxes at the back of A main from Nifty. It was really good work. And they have 3 AKs now. That's going to feel fantastic. And soon, Nifty's going to pick up an AWP if they're successful this round. Seems like they already see the B splits coming. Well, all the B players coming. So sitting on the bomb site here, playing defensively. Boot might have a chance here to make this work, though, as the players are isolated on the bomb sites. They don't have any Molotovs, though, or any smokes. So this will be difficult. They're burning really, really badly.
Oh my god.
Beautiful stuff from JKS, absolutely murdering every single player so far. And he's going to get all 5. Very well done by JKS. He will defend the rush single-handedly.
JKS on cash. He is a monster. I did mention in the previous map, He once went to massive cash without dying a single time. What a performance from him. Great support flashbang from Nifty as well. He was rotating, had one flash in his inventory, threw it over the top, which requires that good communication. You see JKS, he is a cool cucumber. Only the freshest cucumber for JKS. Ooh, Nifty, hello.
Oh my god.
We got some parkour, we got some blaster. Oh! We got a two-man spray down. Nice, Renegades firmly taking momentum by force.
Yeah.
And the bomb. Tommy on the flank. Money in the bank for Ustillo. Where was that round? The middle for Boot. Seems like a long time ago now. As they're dropping the AWP for Monsieur Nifty. And the AKs are out once again for Boot. How will they stem the bleeding, Boot? Because you almost feel like they've got an arm hanging off at the moment. The way Renegades are winning some of these rounds. It's violent.
That's Boot. See what... Oh, Nifty. Gonna pick up one. Early days. There's a pop flash for Bobasaur. Mr. Bobasaur. Ooh, Bobasaurus. Wrecked. Indeed.
Bobasaurus wrecked.
I don't know, man.
That's awesome. That's kind of awesome.
3 versus 5, and all of the attempts to create openings around the map have failed. This is starting to resemble Dust 2 in a worse way, because they're struggling to find a way to open up the map. That's a problem. Tap, tap. JKem will be unsuccessful with his taps, and Impression will be spotted, and he's going to back. Oh, that's his teammate that spotted him. That's not a Renegades player. They're going to make their way into the A-bomb site. And Azza's waiting. He can jump up on the box if he wants on the container, but that's a beautifully timed flash from a teammate. Oh, that's so awesome. And that flash did not touch Azza either.
It's devastating.
It's beautiful.
Renegades charging through the bracket. And should this map continue this way, then I feel sorry for the next opponent. That was glorious. Almost looked like he got hit by the Molotov and died to that. Tactical timeout from Boot, and maybe this will serve to just break the momentum or just take a break from this savagery. A moment to think, because Renegades are not giving them much of anything during the match itself. Boot with 1 round on the board, heading towards max loss bonus. This will be an eco round from them. They have enough money to buy the odd grenade and try and get something done. But it will be, okay, Benkai's got a smoke and a flash, and then a bunch of CZs. Looks like he wants to smoke Z connector, Benkai, because he's still in T-spawn. There's a flashbang over the top. And JKS in the vent, only good for the 1 kill though, that's not enough. But maybe Azza can clean up the rest of it. Nope, not this time.
Did get the information in middle, but yeah, taking all these pixel battles and not hitting the shots. That's a nice one from Nifty. Oh my goodness, it's looking rather sketchy at this point. Nifty needs to try to survive until his teammate gets there. JKem will be coming in from A main, which is going to be quite helpful actually. And there is a chance that they won't actually anticipate this. Based on the positioning, nobody is looking for this position. That nade's going to do... Oh, that nade will do great damage. There it goes, sailing in. And, oh, gets a double with the HE. Couldn't ask for more. JKem finishes it off in style. And there's plenty of time to cut some wires.
There it is, round number 7. It was an expensive one for Renegades, but now they get a chance to spend some money. They're off to the shops.
Money.
And kaboom.
Yes.
Nice 3K from JKem. Simple and calmly executed.
Executed.
2-1-2 set up for the CT side. Looks like we will have a boost, which May head towards Nifty's position. He will have to be careful. Or maybe his opponent will. Has a swipe, no match. Tommy in the squeaky door position. And Boot, with a rudimentary flash into main, start to creep forwards.
So 4 players team main, and the grenades will start to come in. Usila will smoke that one, which is good. It means that he's able to keep the position and play around the smoke, which is really annoying for the T's. It's pretty hard to deal with that, honestly. And Nifty is going to find Tommy's backside. He's going to give it a spanking with his AWP. Now it's Boots, very staggered into this bomb site. So much info here for the CTs. Renegades have a lot of time to rotate players in here, and Boot have not even breached A main. They're still just sitting around. It's 35 seconds left. They've got a single Molotov. At this point, it's just all about the open aim battles. There are flashes here for the CTs. Good spray through from Nifty. Gets himself a third. A fourth is at his feet as well, but he won't be able to pick it up. J Kemp in the 1v1 once more. Ooh, nice. That's going to be crippling for Splashski. Nowhere to go. That's the GG Molotov, and 8 rounds awarded Renegades.
Patiently waiting and now defusing. 8-1 in favor of Renegades. 2 bomb plants for Boot in the recent rounds. And when you're at max loss bonus, if you plant the bomb and lose the round, you can basically buy immediately. So you don't have that buy between the buys. Another tactical timeout for Boot. In some rounds they're planting the bomb, but how do they win a round? What is the secret? What is the key they are missing?
It's really tough right now because Renegades are just consistently sort of across the boards, pound for pound, a lot stronger. So the way that I think you would have to handle that is with really well executed in set pieces and drills. But the problem is that they have a stand-in, so that obviously immediately becomes an issue to look at the game in that way. So that might be where there, that might be the big problem, to be honest. We'll see though whether they can find something. At least, Bobasaur, the stand-in, is a fantastic individual.
I thought that Molotov might have been short. Didn't strafe enough. So it goes in the entirely wrong place. 1, 2, 3, 4. There are 7 smoke grenades down at the moment. 4 of which are around mid, 2 around A, and 1 in A main. 7 smokes in the first 20 seconds.
Everything locked off. But it's looking like a B split is going to happen here for Boots, and Renegades have only 2 players to respond to it at the moment. 1 minute's mark, and that's a great pick. JKS alone on the bomb site. Tommy will deal with Azza as well. So all the reinforcements to B has been cut off, but they're actually rotating back to A. And Silla's going to see this. Second player, can he get the 1v1? It's not given to him. That's a very good move. You actually want to keep that flanking presence alive. And then they go to A.
T's need to trade, and they will eventually. Benkai coming back to that highway position. But whereas JKS, they know he's a B player. Benkai looking for it. JKS edging forward. But Benkai has the advantage. 3 players surviving for Boots. And that's really important for them. Now, we can see the money on Renegades is pretty damn low. So if Renegades can't win this round, then there may be a way back into this half for Boots. So this is going to be a very important round for the T side. Well, for both sides, really. But much more for the T side, because obviously Renegades are at a distinct advantage being the considerably stronger team.
They're at an advantage because they're the better team. I like that. It's a strong statement. And in comes the push. Boot just going contact, just getting out there. I love it. It's brave. It's very brave, and it's actually working out a little bit. They are getting some kills. They do need to drop some nades now to cross over, or maybe they don't. That's a deep Molotov there for the corner position behind the generator, and highway will still be occupied by the CTs and just trying to frag out, but it will not work. They had a smoke. They could have dropped the smoke and maybe dropped it sort of in that position between the red container and the wall next to the planting spot where Azir is now. And just run for the plant, but they wanted to fight, man. They're bloodthirsty.
They wanted to thin the numbers. 2 sniper rifles for Renegades, Nifty and JKS. JKS towards B, bomb site Nifty in the middle position. Jacob is on B as well. Just the one flash for him because he's got a HE. I don't know if JKS needs a HE. Sorry, Jacob needs a HE over 2 flashes as a B player. But if there's a execute coming in, actually, that HE could be quite meaty. Just thinking if JKS is going to hold the line with a sniper, I expect him to throw a flash when he takes the shot. But he may have confidence, more confidence to go for a repeat. They might not against a stronger team. Usalo playing the information game. That's good enough for a 2-man spread. And where's the communication? There's no comms here for Boot. No one's turning around. 3 kills here for Usalo.
Oh man, that's not good. That ain't good. But also, it's kind of, I mean, like the lockers. You just check that. There's no reason not to check it. There's a, I don't know if anyone has a term for this, but it's an angle where there's like no other angle that you need to clear. Like you can always look at that angle, right? And if you haven't had control of A main previously in the round, you now have to check that angle. It's just a basic thing. So that's unfortunate that they allowed that to happen and then didn't communicate it that it was happening. But they're back onto the pistols, and the Boots will make their way in towards B, where there are HEs waiting. There's an AWP waiting too.
Run boost. Look how fast the decision making is there from JKS. It's like, do I follow the guy on the high ground? No. I see an elbow. I'll take the guy on the low ground, or try to. Bomb hasn't been shown yet for Boots. 3 pistols, no grenades. 1 play lost for Renegades. But now there's 1 player remaining, and now never mind. Very quick rounds. Quick in, quick out. Move swiftly on. 11-2. 2 rounds remain in this half. And, well, let's see. There is a buy here for Boot, but there will be a tactical timeout. Their 3rd of 4 that they can take in this match. Some discussion about maybe something they can offer, try and pull the Renegades out of position and abuse them, or something along those lines, but I think that may be a lot to ask in this situation. Renegades looking comfortable and unchallenged. Jacob 18 for 3 at present. He is loving life.
It has been good to him. All the money's spent for Boots. The chance for a 3rd round. That's a beautiful way to throw the incendiary, although it does get immediately extinguished, but it was beautiful. The diagonal throw directly after the smoke in mid. It's actually like the smoothest way to throw both of those things and the fastest way I've actually seen. Ooh, Nifty. He wanted 2 there. I think he saw the lineup. He wanted it too much, but gets nothing. But he falls back to hold highway, and he's going to get himself a Bulbasaur. What else will he throw down there at highway? What else is there to be captured? Well, everyone will all be captured. The CTs will restore justice to Cash.
What do Boots have to offer in this last round? Average $3,000. This is less than perfect. And the half has been less than ideal for Boot. Renegades looking quite unstoppable at the moment. They do not feel challenged in this game of Counter-Strike. Here on Cash. Veterans of the map.
Goodbye, Bulbasaur. Goodbye. Ooh, Bulbasaur's 2 for 14.
Crikey.
He's having a bit of a rough one.
Peaked too early.
He's having a rough one. Well, everyone's having a rough one here in against the defense of Renegades, making it look like Cash when it first came onto the scene. When Cash first came out, it was very, very CT-sided. before teams learned how to play it, and then it became kind of T-sided. And anyway, enough about the history of Cash. It's half time, and it's a 13-2 scoreline. Renegades dominance. Boots struggling in every single capacity you could possibly imagine in a Counter-Strike game.
Yes, it's Renegades just far better equipped, far more experienced playing at the upper echelons of Counter-Strike. That will make it very hard for the likes of Boots, but perhaps there will be, if this is to end in such a fashion, perhaps there'll be lots for them to take away from this or to inspire them. What are they doing that we aren't doing? What are we doing that they're not doing? Etc. So on and so forth. Headshot. He'll deliver one back before going down, Tommy. 3 versus 2. That can quickly change.
Ooh.
Nifty with Molotov and 10 HP. But he has a job to do to plant the bomb. Impression on his own. He could bounce the smoke off the wall to try and move towards headshot without facing multiple assailants.
I would like him to use that smoke before he goes in. If he doesn't, it'd be a shame.
He's been seen now. He's patient. We can see JKS anticipating something perhaps, but the bomb is so far ticked. I think this round is already over, and Impression will try to hold on to what little he has. Nothing doing for Boots on Cash so far.
Boot has been chewed up by the dog, by the kangaroo.
(14-2).
That is a good start for Renegades, and they are definitely poised to take this rather quickly, unless we see some vintage Bobasaur antics.
Vintage.
Yeah, vintage. Like, first time I ever saw him play was a few hours ago.
Still day one, of course.
Yeah, still day one. Either way, what do we have here? JKS looking to push towards B storage. He's got Nifty for backup. So this is where the main push is for Renegades at the moment, the main poke. Everything else is somewhat defensive. So let's see what they can find out by pushing these positions. Using JKS to sort of not only get information, but be a dab hand if he's to find a fight. We'll find that frag quickly. Okay, that's 2 players spotted. That's good information. But is it enough information? I think he's trying to really just see if he can bait out any other players, get that info.
Trying to dry them out like biltong. And finally, there is the opening kill from Renegades. Do they now choose to split one of these sides, perhaps? JKS still in the sunroom in case of a push from the CTs, but also in case they opt to split the B bomb site. He's already in position. 40 seconds left, and Renegades may be playing this too slow. Now they have to gamble push through the smoke grenade. That kill from Azza will certainly help though. Impression in the smoke, trying to get something done, but unable to do so. And it's down to the double Bs of Bobasaur and Benkai. Best of luck.
One more to go. Bobasaur run for his life. Ooh, he's found an AK. Hello. Oh, wow. That's painful. Down to 29. And they know that he's in the relative area. That he is in proximity. And Bobasaur finds himself at the mercy of Ystillo, it would seem. And that's an upgrade for Ystillo. AK recollected. Match points coming into play. Renegades just sailing on through. Sailing on through. There's not too much to speak of for Boots at this point.
No, there is not.
It's just been a bit of a spanking. Spanking.
Well then, this could be the last round. It is match point for Renegades. 2 players towards the B bomb site for Renegades. Bobasaur having a quick peek. He'll avoid most of that grenade. Tommy will find himself a deagle shot. He is in the A main position, starting to move forward, and if he continues, he may see the bomb. Impression and Splash are rotating away from A because of the unanswered frag from Tommy. Jacob's taken a lot of damage. Tommy has now picked up an AK-47 as they're looking to see if anybody's pushed the A bomb site, but little does he know the rotation away from A save for Tommy. Smoke down at the top of short. Jacob's waiting for an opportunity to strike. Which way will Renegades go?
Back to B, it would appear. Boot of 2 players ready on the bomb sites, but again, they're very ill-equipped. They don't have any utility, and utility is really what slows the T's down. It makes their life difficult. You have a smoke, you know, it's more area to work with when trying to reset fights. None of that is available. They have some guns, but they must win the fights. They must stop the bomb from going down. When the bomb goes down, there's a chance for Renegades, and Renegades will get the bomb down. It's 2v2. Only Azza with HP, though. JKS staying on the side. Oh, no, JKS, sorry, going towards checkers, which is definitely much better than staying on the sides as far as the weak player is concerned. And he's going to find the side of Impression, looking away to his own flashbang. The 1v1 now. Now both players know where each other is, and Tommy survives, and he's going to win the round with 3 HP, but he will go down. Well, he will be the last man standing, so a good round from him, 4 kills, but it's a long way to go to recover this one. And they won't have any money. You can see they won the round, but they're going to be horribly equipped. That's always so annoying, is like, you have nothing. You just won a round, but everyone has like 3,500 and less. We
won the round, but we broke.
Yeah.
Means that you'll probably lose the next round. The next round might be the last round for Boot, because Renegades have got the cash. Nifty with the AWP. Everybody has what they want, apart from you, Stillo, perhaps, with the UMP. Ooh, Jacob finds the gap in the smoke. Charging through, double peek with his teammate up top, but the smoke grenade obscures the short position from the boost, so there will be no trade for Renegades. 3 versus 3. Who does this favor? Bobasaur asking questions around the B-bomb site. I don't know if JKS heard something, or if he's just holding the angle, aware that a push could be possible. He has the bomb, JKS, he must be careful. Bobasaur, how long does he wait?
Bobasaur is always favoured. But they can sense his presence and they will move away from it. And into the A side, it's clean. Although, Splashski looking in. There are smokes to be had here for the T's, and it should be put down, and there we go. Lovely stuff. Flash in as well, although Impression will find himself a long-range kill with the UMP. Takes down Azza, but it's still 2 players left. JKS happy to take fights. A safe plant is had, and Nifty at the back with the AWP is definitely going to be some security here moving into this after plant. There's one from JKS looking to close out this game. 2v2. Being teased. Gotta be careful not to go too far. Some good delay from JKS. Good fragging. Nifty yet to come into play. JKS looks to finish it all. Ooh, that's nice there from Splashki. The incendiary could do enormous damage. Nice flick. And he's going to keep the dream alive.
Just about. The right tools, right place, right flicks. And that's round number 4 on the board for Boots. 9 rounds from 9 required for Boots. That's such an important frag. So much pressure for Splash. But boy, does he deliver.
That was nice. That was a pretty nice clutch.
Yeah, flicking in correction and then kill. Marvelous.
Fast.
11 rounds behind now. Nifty and Co are on Eco. They've got the pistols out, the 5 deagles, and a HE on JKS. No flashbang or grenades of any other sort. Just 5 deagles and 1 solid as a rock high explosive grenade going to the cube or the short box or the white box covered in top. Ooh, speaking of grenades,
chunks.
93 damage.
Chunks everywhere.
If you hit somebody with a grenade, if they have no Kevlar, you can do 101 damage in 2 hits. 93 is not too shabby either.
Boot do not have to do a single thing. It's Renegades that do, and they only have deagles. They've got nothing else. They're just looking to do damage. They're looking to be nuisances. To be a nuisance. There we go. Sometimes I can speak correct English. Sometimes.
I is a man. She is a woman.
For Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur stuck in the corner. His teammates will help him out. And there we go. There we go. Deagles are done. They've been ended. No one has connected with any deagles. But now Bai comes in again for Renegades. 1 round away from closing this one. And Boots have no... Wait, what am I trying to say? Boot will try not to let that happen. They've got the ops in play. They're going to buy up to have full M4s, full utility. They are well equipped for this one. I wonder if we'll see any aggression from them. Speaking of which, Renegades going hard into that aim-in area. 4 players. And there will be a CT smoke there as well. And so the CTs will not see all of the Ts. Like, you can do executions from behind smokes like this. It can be kind of dangerous. And there's a pop flash through the smoke. Will they be ready for this? No. Quick denial from Tommy, but that might be it.
Play through the smoke from Azza. But they haven't quite cleared the site just yet. CT's in the smoke, and Boots continue to rack up rounds. That is 4 in a row for Boots so far. 2 defuses, 2 elimination. What is the answer from Renegades? They may be back in Eco territory once more. Indeed, they are. So Boot just quietly restoring round after round, 1 round at a time. Don't think of the grand total. 1 round, 1 step. Although we will think of the total, which is 9 rounds in a row, which Boot have to get. This is round loss bonus number 5, should Renegades lose this round. Should they win, the round loss will no longer matter.
Bulbasaur playing into checkers. Benkai on the site, pulls out the AK, but not in time. That's an AK up for grabs here. Bulbasaur doing some work from checkers. He gets the bomb. Splashki in trouble. 2v3, the bomb is lost in checkers. And JKS with a pick off in middle. Oh, gets some good extra damage onto Bulbasaur, who is now extinct. He's been extinguished. Impression left to save the day. Splashki did it for the team, but now it's up to Impression. And he will not be able to do it. Nice little wall bang there from JKS. And the 16-6 result. Open and close case here for Renegades. Just here doing their thing. It's a quick one, out in 2.
Yes, that is a brief one indeed. Renegades showing what they're expected of in this major with a solid, very strong victory against Boots. And what can we say, really? I mean, Boot were just outplayed by a much stronger team.
That's it, really, just from every single sense. And the one way that you can maybe try to make something work against a team that's sort of better than you individually or has more firepower is by having like good strategy, good drills, and all that kind of stuff. But again, the stand-in factor really helps. Well, really does not help that, and makes it pretty difficult to find any kind of an edge. So, unfortunately, you know, that's the case. Renegades is one opponent that will be a bit too strong for the likes of Boot. But there's plenty other opponents that Boot have showed promise against. So, hopefully, you know, we'll see more from them. And I mean, they had a long day too. So,
yeah. Yeah, but it's nice to see Renegades get a W. Obviously, they were upset in their in their best of 1 earlier on, and yeah, that's. I mean, you can't really ask for more from them in that match. Over to Freya, who is with Renegades at the moment.
Thank you, James. Yes, I'm with the winning side, Renegades. So, Nifty, how are you feeling coming off that win?
Very good. Just happy to make it to playoffs and get ready to play the next stage, get a day off, kind of just regather and get ourselves together.
So, Stillo, you were the clear favourites coming into this. Did this give you confidence coming into this match?
I mean, not really. I mean, we were just playing our game. I mean, we know we're better than all these teams, so we had a little bump in the road against the Japanese team, but I think we just rebounded pretty well, so yeah.
So going back to Dust 2, which was Boots' pick, you guys won pretty convincingly. What was the team's focus here?
We just had to make a couple little adjustments towards mid and B on our CT side that we had against Scar. So once we fixed those, we felt pretty confident on both sides of the map, just ready to dominate them.
So I briefly spoke to Impression earlier after their win, and they mentioned this style of Asian CS, which was super aggressive. How did you guys counter this?
Well, I mean, we kind of expect that. I don't know. We've played like these teams quite a bit, like especially teams like Tyloo and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. It's just something that they do.
So coming into your map pick, Usilo Cash, what did you guys focus in on here to get the win?
We mostly just focused on their like explodes because we know they explode a lot, just out A main, out B. So basically, we just had a few setups through their like explodes, which we like shut down every single time. So yeah, it's pretty easy. So
you guys were actually pretty aggressive as CTs. You're pushing into A main, which managed to get you quite a few crucial round-winning kills. Was it that confidence coming in from a first win on the map that enabled you to do this?
Yeah, I mean, maybe a little bit, but also just knowing what we wanted to do on Cash. So I think at the same time, it's also just kind of wanting to get the game over with. So.
And just before we head back to the desk, is there anything you'd like to say to the fans at home?
I mean, thanks everybody for supporting and watching. We hope to see more of your tweets and stuff like that. All the nice words always helps, so we hope to make it to the next stage for you guys.
Thank you both, and congratulations on your win. We're going to head back over to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, Freya. And yes, indeed, he's always so eloquently and just so well-spoken, so well-rounded. He's, you know, he seems like he was raised very well.
Yeah, he's made to be a leader, made to be the face of a team, isn't he? But you could see there from Carlo's reaction when the question was asked, you know, with the confidence. There was no need for confidence. I think they know they dropped the ball within that game against the guys from Scars. But if you play that game again today, they would win. Renegades would destroy them. This is the fact of the matter, is that these two games right here, we don't even really need to talk about too much because it was just Renegades who pulled their socks up from losing earlier. That was like a wake-up call, that was a slap in the face, and I'm glad it came now as opposed to in the playoff bracket. Here, they're not going to take anyone lightly. It's actually going to, you know, kick them into the right gear and make them focus on winning and taking this as convincingly as possible, because you can see here how far ahead of the other teams they really are.
Yeah, you wouldn't want them to like have the moment which they had against Scar Absolute in the playoffs, which would be against the likes of a Tyloo, against the likes of probably a Tainted Minds, right? Much tougher opponent. So yeah, pretty good to see that they finally decided to switch on the monitors, plug their mice in, and decide to just pretty much kind of stomp all over Boot there.
And it seems like the Bobasaurus Rect actually became extinct there in that last map. Didn't really quite have that flashy showing that we were watching from him. And he showed great promise here, especially as a stand-in, but he just wasn't showing in this last map.
I think it's a pretty... yeah, he didn't really show up in the final map, but let's be honest, right? I think for Dreamscape, considering the fact that a couple of days back, we didn't even know they were going to be playing here. They didn't know they were going to be playing here. So for them, we spoke about it earlier in the green room. They're going to be, you know, they get to play the minors there.
It just clicked for me, though, because we were talking about the positives now for Boot, that they can come and they can have 7 days of free boot camp. And then I just remembered that Bulbasaur is standing in. So all that's out the window.
There was a silver lining, and then you actually took the silver lining away. I think.
So there's nothing.
Hi, they can at least see the city, so that's fair.
Well, the catering's really good here.
Yeah, they can go around. It's London. It's a beautiful place. Yeah. Right? So at least those things are going for them. But all in all, let's take a look at the groups, right? Vici came out in last place. I did not expect that. Yes, they didn't have attacker to play with, but at the same time, you have Scarzy, you have Boot Dreamscape, and they came in last. That's a big surprise. So all things considered, let's be honest. Okay, Scarzy going through, that's the biggest upset. I think one of the biggest upsets I've ever seen in any of the Asian minors, so that's unexpected. Unfortunately, that meant either Boot Dreamscape or Renegades or, you know, Vici. Two of them had to drop out. And obviously Renegades, they just came playing in. I mean, they just came just all guns blazing. And look, if you're just looking at the stats as well, like you have Jacob, just like everyone pretty much, to be very honest, it wasn't just Jacob. They just played with a lot of confidence. And I like what they said in the interview as well. They're like, we just want to get things over with. You know?
Yeah, well, that's the way it felt. That game should have been over, besides those 2 1v2s that they lost in a row, right? Yeah. And then they closed it out on a half buy with pistols and execute onto that B-bomb site. So you could see how easy it was for them. And that's not taking anything away from Boot. It's just Renegades should 110% be better than the rest of the competition here.
No bias whatsoever there by Chad.
No, it's the truth. I'm not Australian, and I agree as well.
I know. Relax. My goodness. You guys seem a little on edge. It seems like you guys have been here a while today.
We'll get you,
this
man.
morning. But I'm cool. You guys cool? Or
I'm cool.
We're fine. We're good.
Cool. Let's take a look at the head-to-head from this past matchup because we actually did highlight 2 players here in Bulbasaur and JKS. Now, we did highlight Bulbasaur for he is a stand-in for this team, but he did come out fragging on all cylinders today, especially on Dust 2. He's hitting crazy no-scopes through mid-doors, really having a huge impact. Now, if we look at JKS, we could talk about his AWP usage within this Renegades lineup. Chad, where do you, obviously we could talk into the ground about, hey, Renegades are the favorites to take this one.
Yeah.
But what else could they be doing? What could they be doing better?
The team in this minor or in general?
I guess we can go in general.
If you want to go in general, I think the biggest thing they need is wake-up calls for matches like we had earlier, and then when they're playing against tougher opponents, they need a fire-up man. They need someone to really get them going. I think that mantle is going to fall to Ryu, unfortunately, as the coach to be the cheerleader behind as well as helping out throughout the server. But if I was going to look at that team, I think Azza would be the best one to be the pump-up guy. Otherwise, they're on the right path. It's just they haven't been able
Worst case scenario,
you
can just like toss the headset off, just run up there.
Me and just yell.
Yeah, just go for it.
I think there's rules against that.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like it's particularly acceptable. But what is acceptable of us is us taking a look at a JKS ace from earlier in the day. It's going to be outlined by the Spud himself, Mr. Burchill.
Well, look, it's not one of the more impressive aces, but the fact is Justin is a player that can lock down this B-bomb site time and time again, and this is a perfect example of that. He's always been that anchor over there, and I think he is the best player Australian Counter-Strike has ever presented. So you're going to see the attack coming in. Sure, they've only got pistols. But to get an ace like this, it almost put a smile on his face. I think he smiled with his eyes.
So. He had 4 bullets in that last kill, too. So there was a chance for disaster right there, even though he could have swung back into the site, hit behind bomb box. But the reality is, an ace is an ace is an ace.
Yeah, and you want him. I'm glad it didn't get stolen from him. You see Nifty that tried and he got punished. When you try and steal the ace in that environment, you always get punished.
Karma is a
I like
mean
the hand.
mistress.
Snitch.
I like the hand, Chad.
The command hand?
It's not bad. I've taught you some things. This is the command hand. So you've done well.
Thanks, man. I've been learning a lot from you lately. Got some good life mottos. No, you're doing it wrong. That's like a limp fish.
What is supposed to do?
The thumb is very important in the command hand.
All right.
There's also the FIDIWC, which is a totally different life motto that I may or may not want to take credit for, but certainly when Sponge tweets it out, it kind of comes together. Let's take a look at the bracket, stop all this tomfoolery, and see how today unfolded. This is, of course, Group A here for the Asian Miners for the FACEIT Major 2018. And we can kind of go from the top here. We've got Scars versus VG to kick off the day, 16-11 showing on Mirage. That is how that one unfolded, followed by Renegades beating Boots Dreamscape. Yeah, we'll just say Boots Dreamscape.
We just call him Boot.
Or Boots.
Yeah.
16-8 on Train. Scars comes out top on Renegades in a close battle, 16-14. That was on Dust 2. One of where in which we thought, hey, is Renegades, could they be in some hot water right now?
Yeah.
Are you guys cool? Or so we flip it over now. We go to the best of threes. Boot takes VG Flash to 3 maps.
That was some ugly CS, wasn't it?
Wasn't the most pretty CS we've ever seen. Followed by Renegades sort of dismantling a Boot that you can assure was tired and out of gas.
Powdering bottoms, I think, is the best way to put it.
Powdering bottoms.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
But tomorrow looks like it could be very promising, doesn't it?
Yes, indeed. Tyloo and 5 Power and Tainted Minds and Unique Stars.
Listen.
The Unique Stars, what do you know about them?
Listen, I know a bit. I know a couple of things about them, but let's be honest, right? It's going to be Tainted Minds and Tyloo going
So what you're saying is tune in tomorrow to see those 2 teams destroying the others?
Yeah.
Okay, I was wondering where the highlight for that was going.
No. That's how it's going to be. Unique Stars, they have a stand-in. I've barely seen them play. They actually played at IESF last year.
Okay.
With,
bloody hell.
Yeah, but there were just 3 teams there. And they actually managed to take a map of MVP PK, who are like, top 3
different roster then.
Yeah, but it was a different roster. Now they have a stand-in coming in because Visa, how it is. 5 Power have 3 stand-ins, so.
Well, think about 3
right.
teams in a tournament. I mean, you're guaranteed top 3, right?
It's like a Chinese-made...
Just kidding.
Last is still last.
Yeah.
Last is still last. And here's the thing, like 5 Power, right? They're almost like a Chinese-made phase, right? Like different.
I think out of the teams in that group tomorrow, we think Tyloo were the favorite for that group, but it's going to be interesting to see where Tainted Minds are after their boot camp.
You know what? I think Tainted Minds are right up there with Tyloo. I really think they can even come out on top, and they can even drop Tyler down to the second position.
I almost feel like Chad is the tainted mind at the desk. Now,
true.
With that said, we can also kind of bring this one to a head. Right now, I want to tell you guys about some giveaways that FACEIT's running, and they're a beautiful thing. Almost a billion points. I'm actually making numbers up as I go. But FACEITMajor.com/giveaway is where you should head to get involved in the giveaway. And you know what? While you're at it, why don't you link your YouTube account to your FACEIT account and just make it a big, beautiful, harmonious happening. Do it. Do it right now. Perhaps even type -20 when you go to subscribe to FACEIT. And that way, you get a little bit of a discount. You get, I think, 20%.
20% off.
20%.
Yeah.
20%, not as good as 50%, but still a good percentage.
But you're on your way to 100%.
Yep. And once you get to 100%, you've reached the maximum cruising altitude. Sort of like we have today. We're going to be going ahead and taking it down to the house, and we're going to be calling it a night. Make sure that you're back here with us tomorrow. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you know when we go online. And, well, with that being said, good night and goodbye.